Searching for balance between the negative and the positive sides of data, the bad and the good issues around data, let's put the problem between the tensions between proaction as a conceptual mindset embraced by those that firmly believed in the idea that data can be used for good, and reaction that is a conception embraced by those that see the embedded danger behind any human construction, and technology and data certainly are. I use here a complicated word, epistemology, which stands for mindsets or ways of understanding data. I tried to accommodate the different practices I had been analyzing into this quadrant graph of tensions between the data mindsets and the private and public spheres of access to data. So we place there the several data practices, and hence we see the possible literacies needed. So this scheme allows us to make some order around the data practices and the connected needed literacies. The first quadrant combines a proactive mindset with a public access to data. If data is a public good, we want to use it and share it. This is the case of using open data, the data produced by public institutions, as open educational resources. So the literacies relate to knowledge, understanding, and abilities to deal with open data to promote active citizenship and new professional practices. So here are a couple of examples of using open data as open educational resources. For example, the Barcelona Repte Dades Obertes is a challenge which invites the students from secondary education schools to adopt open data produced by the city-town and then to generate visualizations or, for example, the development of apps. Also, the project A Scuola di Open Coesione from Italy works around European Social Fund data to promote civic monitoring by the students from several levels of the secondary school. Let's move to the second quadrant, which combines a reactive mindset with the public access to data. If data is a public good, we should all have access to it, and we should all be equally and fairly represented in data as part of our digital citizenship. And here are some examples for the second quadrant, like projects of popular media education and data feminism, based on deconstructing the data we use and find out about the data we are represented by through several categories and perspectives. These projects generate insights about power or lack of representation by using very simple techniques like data sculptures or exploring through community meetings the way the data is being used in the community. The third quadrant combines a reactive mindset with a private access to data. This space relates to the issues of privacy, personal data management, but also algorithmic biases when the data adopted to train artificial intelligence and machine learning do not represent well the people to which certain smart technologies is devoted or applied to. And here are two projects that apply to the third quadrant. Like the first one from Canada, the UniWin Tool Parade, which was an exercise done by educator students to explore the terms of use and uncover the incomplete or manipulatory information given about data usage from several educational apps. Or the Unblock the Box from Germany that works on the mechanism of algorithms. The fourth quadrant combines a proactive mindset with a private access to data. In this case, it is the collection of data for the purposes of research and development for innovations. This also crosses the border of private data and moves towards the open space, but originally it deals with available big and small data, data tracked in massive quantities or data collected specifically. And these data can be elaborated through statistical and programming techniques. And here are some examples, educational examples for this quadrant. This is maybe the most obvious, but all the material and, for example, massive open online courses address the development of technical skills aimed at working with data in advanced environments. You'll need statistics, math, domain knowledge, and some programming. Well, finally arrived to the conclusions. Is the best yet to come? We believe yes, because it is about your practice and the possibility to inventing data literacy in our daily practice as educators. And remember, as educators, it is about the questions, not the answers. For example, asking ourselves to what extent it is feasible, equitable, and fair to work from a data use perspective to support learning processes in our institution is a question that relates to the design of data-driven practices and data management. What educational data sets are accessible and usable in the short, medium, and long term, and how can they be shared and protected, is a question about the data infrastructures. What are the expected impacts on all stakeholders is about the social impact of the data-driven practices. And how can we generate participatory systems that correct the ethical bias in data in the society and education institution? It is about accountability and trust. All in all, we are building together fair data cultures in our education institutions.